Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Thursday, July 10, 2025. I wanted to come here and speak to you guys about this. I was reading an article that said that the Earth's rotation is speeding up this summer. So I'm going to tell you what that means. Before I continue, of course, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's listening using Spotify. And now, as you can tell, I'm making this video so that you can also see it on Spotify. And of course, thank you so much to everybody who's watching the video also on YouTube. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. So, as I told you guys, I think I came 2 days ago and told you about the ocean, how it's descending, and not descending, but there was something about I was talking about how the ocean is doing a reversal and that they never seen that happen before, and now what I'm reading is that the Earth. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get back to that episode. The Earth is rotating, speeding up this summer, and sometimes when we tell people, right, we say to people, oh, the days are going so fast. There's always that person who says to you, oh, you're just getting old. It's just, you're just getting old. But then if a younger person says, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it's almost August, they'll be like, oh, you're just getting old. Like, at some point, you got to say, hold on a second. Pay attention to what's happening, right? So let me read you guys what that means. And I do apologize, I'm having a little hard time with the lighting here, but it says here that excuse me, does it feel like there's not enough time in the day for everything? I've been feeling like that since like 2021. Does it feel like there's not enough time in the day for everything? Well, that could be because some upcoming days are actually getting shorter. Listen to this unprecedented stuff. This is crazy, guys. If anything, this is another example. This is another evidence that Jesus is coming back soon. So, as a believer, we're supposed to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and we are to get ourselves ready to meet our Creator, right? Our Savior. In fact, today might be just one of the shortest days you ever experienced. Today, July 10. It says here, as much as a millisecond or more could be shaved off the clock on Wednesday. Well, it was shaved off the clock yesterday, July 9. It's saying that the Earth's rotation is speeding up and how it will shorten 3 days this summer. How do they know these specifics? I have no idea. These are the people who work in NASA, the experts, they know about this, and they're saying 3 days specifically. It's so down to the point, right? They're saying 3 days specifically, the Earth is gonna speed up. Okay, it says here the Earth takes 24 hours to complete a full rotation in a standard day, equal to 86,400 seconds, right? If a standard day is shortened or lengthened by a number of milliseconds, that added or detracted time is referred to as the length of day according to NASA. It says here until 2020, the shortest length of day ever recorded by atomic clocks was negative 1.05, meaning that the Earth completed one daily rotation in 1.05 milliseconds, less than 86,400 seconds. Since then, however, the Earth has been managed to shatter the old record every year by around half a millisecond. It says here, let me see what else. Scientists anticipate that the Earth's rotation will quicken enough to create, it will quicken enough to create 3 shorter days between July and August. Everything that's happening, guys. This is why I like sharing articles like this, because the weather will always tell us something, right? You look at everything that's been happening, flooding that have never been seen before, and so unexpected and quick, right? Flash flooding that they call it, right? And then they speak about the reversal in the ocean, like I told you guys in my previous episode. And now we're talking about the Earth spinning faster for 3 days, number 3, so specifically. And they're saying it's gonna happen this summer. And it always has felt, like I told you, since 2021 for me, everything has been speeding up, right? I mean, we were just celebrating. I feel like we were just in December, and we're now almost in the fall season, basically. So it's just going so fast, right? So it says here that if you wanna, if you noticed it yesterday, it happened on July 9, which had predicted it was a negative 1.3 length of day according to time and day. The next two shortened days coming up will be predicted by the scientists will be negative 1.38 ms length of day July 22nd coming up, and a negative 1.51 ms length of day on August the 5th. On these days, is here the moon will be as its furthest from the Earth equator, changing its gravitational pull and causing our planet to spin just a tiny bit faster on its axis, according to the scientists. Will it be noticeable? Of course. You're unlikely. You are unlikely to notice such a minuscule difference in your standard 24-hour day. So you might not even notice it, but it still feels like it's going too fast. I don't know. Like I know people have, when you have something planned out, you're like, I can't wait for this day to happen. I'm working on a collection, so when I have deadline, I'm like, please take your time. Like I don't want the days to come so fast because I have a lot of work to do, right? But like I said, it feels like everything is just quick, right? I mean, it's Monday, and then by the time you blink again, it's Saturday again, and you're like, what? Like, it's the weekend already. Like, before it used to be like, I can't wait for the weekend. I don't know if you feel like that. Let me know in the comments, you guys. But for me, lately has been like, oh my goodness, it's the weekend again, right? And it's like, and then we are again Monday, and then Saturday, and like Monday. It's just on, and like we're on, like doing this thing that we do, right? We all have our lives, right? And it's just going too fast, in my opinion. Like, you see kids, right? I don't have any children, but like I'm saying, if you have children and you, or like, like your friends, they have kids, and you're like, that's how old they are. Like, they were just a baby like not long ago, and now look at them already. It's just, I feel like it's just going too fast, right? It says here that, so it's not going to be noticeable because it's so small, right? But it says here that the clocks are also capable of measuring in billionths of a second and nanoseconds, which are synchronized globally to coordinate universal time. That's the one that they abbreviate by UTC, obviously. So if the clocks are thrown off even a tiny amount, it could also throw off computer service, GPS signals, and other networks that rely on accurate times, says physics at the University of Western Australia, David Gassard. So it is so crazy how everything impacts so much, right? It says here, if the clocks are thrown off just a little bit, it's going to affect everything. Everybody, I mean, we rely so much on our internet, obviously, we rely so much on our cell phones, our GPS, right? We just want to know, like, what's happening, the traffic, the weather, things like this. And it will throw it off like that, our computers. So it's so crazy. This is why it's so important to kind of like be aware of what's happening. I think I always say to you guys, when I said in the previous video about the ocean, right? When you see the experts coming out and saying, hi, we have an announcement, that says a lot. I think that says a lot, because these are the people who are higher and they are the experts, and they're always monitoring everything that's happening. And when they're ready to share something like this, that means that, like, this is so unprecedented that something like this is happening, and we might as well just share with the public, right? So, the shortest day in history. So, let me just read to you guys briefly. Um, oh, it doesn't say exactly what day that was. Oh, well, it says here the shortest day ever recorded since atomic clocks went into operation in the 1950 occurred last year on July 5th, according to Date and Time, when the Earth achieved off 1.6 milliseconds. So look at your, I don't know if you have like you can look at your cloud and you can look at your text messages or your calendar. Look at what you were doing last year on July 5th. That was, according to this report, the shortest day ever recorded since the clocks came into operation. The atomic clocks came into operation in 1950. So look at and see July 5th, 2020, 24, okay? So 3 years later, on June, oh, it says right here. Okay, so it says here now, 3 years later, on June 30th, 2022, things move as similar quickly when the day came in 1.59 milliseconds under the 24-hour wire. But with 3 short days predicted over the next few weeks, astronomers and clock watchers this summer are saying it's something even more rare. This is the time that everything that's happening with so many things, right? Things are like, we can go on and we can go down the check mark, right? There's so many things that have never been seen before that are happening now. And now, coming up this summer, right? That we're in the summer, right? 3 more days of shorter days, right? Where the earth is going to spin faster than it's supposed to, right? So, let me just give you that. The dates real quick. I think I said, how, like I say, it's interesting to me. They know exactly what day that is, what those days are going to be, and all of that, right? So, I'm trying to just get back to the exact days so that you guys can write it down. So it was yesterday, the 9th, July 9th, and it's going to be July 22nd, right? Coming up July 22nd and August the 5th. So the earth is going to spin faster, making the day shorter. So very interesting stuff, okay? So crazy, all of this stuff that's happening. And I know my intro on YouTube is the earth rotating, right? This is so crazy. I picked that specifically because I saw my analytics and I saw the countries that are watching what I do, right? And I was like, oh, this is just going basically, global, right? And I was like, and I love looking at the earth, right? I think it's a great reminder of what God created, and that the earth is just one planet, right? He created everything, right? So I always like, the other day I was at a store and I saw a pillow of the earth, right? I'm like, I need that. I didn't get it, but then you see this sometimes on people's desk, you see like the globe, right? And I'm like, I need to get one of those, right? But it was like a little tiny one. I'm like, I want something bigger. So every time I'm talking about a country, I can just look at it and point at it, like see the map and things like this. Always so interested. I always have been so interested about looking at maps and things like this, right? So it's so crazy that this year specifically, I think it was I don't know what day was that I changed my intro to the earth rotating, right? And now look at me talking so much about it, everything that's happening, right? And now, you guys, the earth is going to spin much faster over the next days in July, like I told you guys, and August that's coming up next. Let me know, guys, what you think about this, and if you have more information about it, please share, leave a comment. Thank you so much, everybody who is listening using Spotify and watching the video now on Spotify. And of course, thank you so much to everybody who's watching using YouTube. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.